now I'm gonna be explaining something related to the 133 manuscript. It's for sword and buckler actually, but as you understand, the manuscript works very well without the bucklers, so we are just using these swords here. And especially for this concept, it's not really buckler related in any way. So it's something called durchtreten, and I think people have a lot of confusion about that, what it is. So here is one possibility for you, and we'll be demonstrating how it goes with some examples here. So durchtreten, in my opinion, at least, let's pick up here. Let's have a needle here. So this tiny stick here, you can think it's a needle. So if you are doing sewing, you will kind of push it through the fabric, and then you will pick it up again and push it through the fabric and pick it up again and push through. So push through, pick up, push through, pick up. So it becomes this kind of teardrop shaped motion. So I think this might be durchtreten, and let me show it with the sword. So with the sword, for example, it should be this movement. This is one of the very typical sword movements done to the left or right. So you kind of block first and then you thrust, or for the left you block first and then you thrust. This is very common sword movement theory based movement, and it's like a locomotive or or the needle. And you can do it low also, so you can kind of block low and thrust, block low and thrust, block low and thrust, or the other way around, block low and thrust. So this is what I call the low ribbon actually. So that kind of movement, but it looks like that it's something like a needle going through somewhere. Okay, so how does this actually apply to anything? So let me show it two different ways. So really simply, so if my opponent is cutting to my head over here, bang. So what I can do, I will put my sword into the upward circle trajectory. I will be explaining this circle theory later when I have the time, but this is the block. And when I have done that, I will push his sword a little bit down, and then I will, for example, push cut his neck. So he strikes there, this. So my sword is only doing this kind of movement here. And if he's thrusting to my stomach, so he's kind of pushing it in like this. So what I can also do is durchtreten, so I just go here and then I will thrust him. So from the other side, let's have a high attack look, so he attacks high. So it's really, I can thrust or push cut. So again, that's how it goes. And if he's thrusting to my stomach, so in this case, so I will just come in from here. So it's like a needle and a thread. So it's a really simple movement, and this is found in many existing systems, you know. So this is nothing new really, but I see that people are struggling that what is it? And the reason I'm thinking it's this is because we have the 133 manuscript, we have one play that gives us 4 options, and one of those is durchtreten. So if we know what the other options are, there is only one option left for this durchtreten. It's this what I show you basically. So let's go through that play. So the play is basically something like this. So my opponent is cutting to my head here, and I will cross my swords here. This is the block. And now there are 4 options given. So if the first one is durchtreten, which you actually saw. So I will just come here and saw his neck. So you cut. Yeah, that's that. That was durchtreten. And then there are like 2 more options. So cut to the left and cut to the right. So what is cut to the right? So he strikes again. So I will. So he cuts high to the head. So what you do here is you will cut back over his sword, and then it's a good idea to use your buckler here to or your hand to prevent him from saw cutting or push cutting yourself. But it's basically the sword movement is just like, so you go up and then you reverse the direction downward. So you cut here, yes. So this is cut to the right. So what is cut to the left? It starts the same way, but now I will be doing instead a high ribbon in my language. So I cut his sword here, then I rotate it here and cut his neck over there. So he cuts me. This. So that's cut to the left. And if you have a buckler, you can use it to protect your fingers, but it's... So once again, so durchtreten. Whoop, now I'm coming here. That was not the idea. So here. So then it's cut to the right and cut to the left. And the footwork is what you want. Either normal stepping, or if you're already here, you can do the skip step, what we went through previously. And of course this works to the other side as well. So if he cuts from his left, I can do the durchtreten here if I want, this side for example. So let's do it again. So it goes here. And then I can cut to the left, so you cut from your left to my head. So this is now critical to have some control here. But that's basically it. And then the third one was cut to my right. So what's the fourth one? The fourth one is, it's not shown in the manuscript, but it said that it's under the arms. So it is related to the durchtreten movement, but instead of committing to a thrust or a push cut, we are now going to be cutting upward. So if you cut from here, starts the same. So my sword is in the rising trajectory, and then I will cut here under his arm, or if he's holding a buckler here, it doesn't matter, I'm gonna be cutting like that. So you go here. And also now it's good idea to control with your buckler his, or if you have a hand, you can grab his sword or whatever here, just to stop it. And that's the end of the game. So it works from the other side as well. So if he's cutting from his left here to my head, so what, do it again please. So I'm gonna be cutting his, you know, whatever is, sorry, whatever is here. I can also cut his arms. Did I hit you? Yes. Okay, once more. So once more, so you cut from there. And then I will just, you will just basically cut here. And then you can back off and cut again. So those were the 4 options. So what I suggest here, try this idea of durchtreten like this for the high. So it can be thrust or a push cut or thrust or push cut if you want. And for the low ones, you can just do it like this. So it's really, or this way. So remember the idea, needle and thread. That's that. Okay, see you next time.